Going by Amy Hempel. There is a typo on the hospital menu this morning. They mean, I think, that the pot roast tonight will be served with buttered noodles. But what it says here on my breakfast tray is that the pot roast will be severed with buttered noodles. This is not a word you want to see after flipping your car twice at 60 per and then landing side up in a ditch. I did not spin out on a stretch of highway called Blood Alley or Hospital Curve. I lost it on flat, dry road with no other car in sight. Here's why. In the desert, I like to drive through binoculars. What I like about it is that things are two ways at once. Things are far away and close with you still in the same place. In the ditch, things were also two ways at once. The air was unbelievably hot, and my skin was unbelievably cold. "Son," the doctor said, "you shouldn't be alive." The impact knocked 2 days out of my head, but all you can see is the cut on my chin. I total the car and get 20 stitches that keep me from shaving. It's a good thing, too, that is all it was. This hospital place, this clinic, it is not your city of hope. The instruments don't come from a first aid kit. They come from a toolbox. It's the desert. The walls of this room are not rose beige or sanitation plant green. The walls are the color of old chocolate, going chalky at the edges. And there's a worm smell. Though I could be mistaken about the smell. I'm given to olfactory hallucinations. When my parents' house was burning to the ground, I smelled smoke 3 states away. Now I smell worms. The doctor wants to watch me because I knocked my head, so I get to miss a few days of school. It's okay with me. I believe that 99% of what anyone does can effectively be postponed. Anyway, the accident was a learning experience. You know, pain teaches. One of the nurses picked it up from there. She was bending over my bed, snatching pebbles of safety glass out of my hair. "What do we learn from this?" she asked. It was like that class at school where the teacher talks about realization, about how you could realize something big in a commonplace thing. The example he gave, and the liar said it really happened, was that once while drinking orange juice, he'd realized he would be dead someday. He wondered if we, his students, had had similar realizations. Is he kidding? I thought. Once I cashed a paycheck and I realized it wasn't enough. Once I had food poisoning and realized I was trapped inside my body. What interests me now is this memory thing. Why 2 days? Why 2 days? The last I know is not getting carded in a 2-shark bar near the Bonneville Flats. The bartender served me tequila and he left the bottle out. He asked me where I was going, and I said I was just going. Then he brought out a jar with a scorpion in it. He showed me how a drop of tequila on its tail makes a scorpion sting itself to death. What happened after that? Maybe those days will come back and maybe they will not. In the meantime, how's this? I can't even remember all I've forgotten. I do remember the accident, though. I remember it was like the binoculars. You know, 2 ways. It was fast and it was slow. It was both. The pot roast wasn't bad. I ate every bit of it. I finished the green vegetables and the citrus vegetables, too. Now I'm waiting for the night nurse. She takes a blood pressure about this time. You could call this the high point of my day. And that's because this nurse makes every other woman look like a sex change. Unfortunately, she's in love with the Lord. But she's a sport, this nurse. When I can't sleep, she brings in the telephone book. She sits by my bed and we look up funny names. Calliope Zis and Maurice Pancake live in this very community. I like a woman in my room at night. The night nurse smells like a Christmas candle. After she leaves the room, for a short time the room is like when she was here. She's not here, but the idea of her is. It's not the same, but it makes me think of the night my mother died. 3 states away, the smell in my room was the smell of the powder on her face when she kissed me goodnight, the night she wasn't there.